Hey everyone, Danny Hooper, and right now, Danny Hooper, world's #1 certified benefit auctioneer specialist. Well, like I say, who's going to check, right? Anyway, right now we're going to talk about extra revenue enhancers, and these are some of the ideas that certified fundraising auctioneers will bring to the table when you get them to come in to kind of quarterback your event. And again, here's some examples that I hope will help convince you not to get an auctioneer to come in and do your event simply because he or she are willing to donate their time. Make sure they've got their credentials, that they are certified as a benefit auctioneer specialist. That means that they have a lot of expertise in this particular field, and they're thinking different than a regular auctioneer. Regular auctioneer thinks, how much money can I get for this cow? How much money can I get for that painting? Certified fundraising auctioneer is always thinking how much money is in the room and how can we capture that money. So here's some of the things that, some of the different revenue enhancers that I use at my events. And one of them is called a blind auction. And a blind auction, I've done it in the past where I was doing an event for a rodeo association one year, and we did it as a blind hat auction. We had 3 nice cowboy hats on a table on the stage, and underneath one of the hats was a certificate for a dinner out at a local steakhouse. Underneath another one of the hats was a beautiful home theater system, nice TV with a surround sound system. And under the third hat were tickets to the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas with airfare and a weekend in Vegas, so a really nice high-end package. So the way the blind auction works is that I'm auctioning off, we start by auctioning off first choice of hat. So we open the bidding up. I sold the first hat to a gentleman, came up, and he stands on the stage now behind the hat that he's going to choose. And then we sell the second choice. That person comes up, stands behind the hat they want, and so on, right until we have all 3 hats sold. Then it's kind of fun. We have everybody look underneath their hats. We find out who got the steak dinner, who got the trip to Vegas. It's very entertaining, it's engaging, and it extracts money. And those are the 3 key words that I always advise my clients to think about. I call it the 3 E's of a successful fundraising auction event. You need to entertain your audience, you need to engage them, and you want to extract as much money as possible. The blind auction also works really well with suitcases. If you're doing a travel theme, perhaps you've got a nice cruise as your big prize, the smaller prize. So the idea is in one suitcase you've got a smaller prize, you've got a medium prize, and then you've got your big prize. But people are buying blind. They don't know exactly which hat or box or suitcase or behind which door has the prize. But it's called a blind auction. Works very, very well. Another thing I had happen at one of my auctions a while ago is in my wildcard auction. And the wildcard auction I talk about in a separate video, but very simply that's where you take these neon colored cards and you place a couple of those on each table at your event, and you invite people at the event to make a donation. So maybe they've got tickets to a concert or a sport game of some sort, hockey or football. Maybe they've got a vacation property. Farmers, ranchers will often donate a side of beef. I've had loads of gravel donated, loads of lumber, seen everything in the wildcard auction. In fact, since I first started doing this about 10 years ago, I know that we've generated well in excess of $1 million just off the wildcards. So, but I had a wildcard auction item come up at one event. As a matter of fact, I have the item here in my stack of cards. I brought some of the sample cards. I hang on to these, but it was for a potbelly pig. And a guy donated a black potbelly pig. And anyway, I started to auction this thing off, and nobody was bidding on it. Obviously, not a hot item. And finally, one gentleman down in the front row, just to help me out, put his hand up at $100. I thanked him very much for the bid. I tried to get a bid of $150, nothing. $125, nothing. Finally went back to the poor gentleman who bid the $100. I knew he didn't want the pig. I said, sir, I know you don't want the pig, so what we're going to do, we're going to let you gift that potbelly pig to somebody in this crowd here tonight. If they don't want the pig for $100, they can re-gift the pig to somebody in the room. I called it the hot potato potbelly pig technique. I just made that up, but that's a good name for this thing. Anyway, it bounced around the room. People are going, no, I'll give it to Chris. Chris would say, no, I'll give it to Devin. Devin said, no, I'll give it to Sherry. And it went around the room, and we collected $2,800 in about 3 or 4 minutes for this hot potato potbelly pig. So Again, this is just how fundraising auctioneers are thinking. Different mindset than what your livestock auctioneer is going to have, or your local weather person if you've got somebody like that in trying to do your auction. Another really cool thing that you can do is, if you're having a buffet at your event, is to auction off the chance to be the first table to go to the buffet line. And there's a couple of ways that I get people excited about this. I'll say, folks, we have 250 people at the event here tonight. You may be wondering, why should I bid to be first table to the buffet line? Well, because we have 250 people here, but we only have enough food for 220 people. So, and then what I do is I say, whoever buys this chance to be the first table to go to the buffet line will also get to pick which table in the room gets to go last. Isn't that brilliant? I know. Come up with these ideas all the time. I lay awake at night thinking of this stuff, ladies and gentlemen, to help make organizations like yours more money. Anyway, I did one event one year out in Drayton Valley. Things were still kind of swinging. The economy was much better than it is now. And somebody paid $8,000 for a chance to be the first table. And we had a bunch of oil companies there that night, so obviously a lot of competition in the room and a lot of competitors in the room. The guy that bought it, I said, who do you choose to go last? He said, that guy over there. So I went to that guy over there. I said, you must not feel very good right now. I just got an idea here. Let me bounce this off you. How about if you were willing to donate $8,000 to the charity? We'll see if the successful bidder will allow you to go second in the buffet line. The guy agreed to do it. We had $16,000. So there's just some extra ideas to help you generate some extra revenue at your next fundraising auction event. Lots of ideas.